Yo, what is good? It is your boy Mal back at it with another episode of Behind the Panels. And today, man, today's episode is going to be a little different. Our guest today is Ashley Alvarez from Apothic Ash. She's doing some great things out there. You know, she's putting together these events that, you know, it's pretty much just a humble space for artists to come together, whether you are a comic book artist, a painter, a photographer, a musician, just anything like that, man. Everyone comes together, we vibe out, we have great times, you know, networking and just, you know, all around being amongst, you know, people like us, you know what I'm saying, just in that great headspace and, you know, just making sure, like, everyone's mentally straight, man. You know, this being in this game, whether you making any kind of projects, it could go places, and sometimes we got to make sure we all good. You know what I'm saying, and things like that. But on that note, man, before we get into that, you know, if you're liking what we got going on here, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to check the website villainarchives.com, man. We got a lot going on there. Matter of fact, the Kickstarter for Chaos Theory issue number 3 is launching in May. Make sure y'all click that link. It's all over the place, so you could get notified when it drops. And you know, also don't forget the merch, man. The ShadowRack.shop. We got some fly shit going on up there. But on that note, man, let's get into today's episode. All right, what's going on, folks? Welcome to a special edition of Behind the Panels. I got my homegirl with me, Ashley Alvarez, you know what I'm saying? And this episode's gonna be a little different because we're actually gonna get into events, you know what I'm saying? And my homegirl Ashley has been putting together these events, and you know, just like we all do, we're gonna try to make them bigger and better each and every time. We're gonna grow and we're gonna build. So, you know, before we get into the details, you know, let everybody know who you are, what you got cooking up.
All right. My name's Ashley. I am a pharmacist and I am very dedicated in mental health and wellness and art and really goofy, and I just love me some art, and I want to blend the two, and I want us to have fun while we're taking care of ourselves. So that's just really who I am. And traveling, I need
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, I see the Instagrams and I'm like, damn, I want to
Yeah.
go somewhere. Jesus Christ, she's always
Yeah.
all I see is palm trees. And I'm like, there ain't no palm trees in New York. Like, no way. I know where you stay. There ain't no palm trees there.
Yeah,
You
no.
know? But that's what's up, man. That's what's up. That's what's up. So what got you into wanting to put these events together? You know, yeah, like where did that come from?
So I've always been into hosting, and anybody that knows me from, middle school, high school, like coming over to my house was the thing. There was always food, there was always games, there's always something to do. Um, Getting into pharmacy, I loved just the community aspect of it.
Same.
And, I just love being able to be there for somebody, talk to somebody, get to know them in their life and help them out. Going through pharmacy. Sorry, can
Okay.
you?
Yeah, I hear you
All
loud
right.
and clear.
1 second. Let me put this on do not disturb. Okay. All right. So through pharmacy school, I really got into mental health and doing stuff for the underserved community. So you know, um, I was actually the vice president of SNAFA, which is Student National Pharmacists Association. So we really did a lot of events in the community and just educating people.
Mhm.
Um, Outside of pharmacy school, I just made a lot of artist friends, and just really through the pandemic and everything, just talking to people and noticing we're all kind of going through it,
Yeah,
um,
that was a
especially
crazy time.
artists, trying to be creative and take care of yourself when everything around you is kind of
Going to
crashing.
shit. Yeah.
And we're seeing it
Yeah.
right now, aren't we?
Yeah.
Um, so I just started doing game nights with my friends and having everybody over and uh, giving an outlet to like put down the phone and just interact again.
Oh.
Yeah.
I remember
Been a
going to a game night in your crib one day. Back. I'm talking about back in the
So you
day.
know this is deep rooted.
Yeah, yeah. Matter of fact, it was me and Steve. We went.
Yeah.
So you were living down in Nanuet or Nyack, something like that.
It was
No,
either
Spring
Spring
Valley.
Valley or
Spring
Nyack.
Valley.
Spring
It was
Valley,
Spring
yeah.
Valley. It was Spring Valley. It was Spring Valley. Yeah, because that was like one of the first few times I've been to Spring Valley, and yeah, it was a crazy night. Yeah, it was fun. We were playing card games. I think I drank a bottle of Crown Royal for the first time.
That makes sense. That makes sense. My sister was into that, so
That's where I got it
hmm
from. So big shout out to your sister for getting me hooked on that Crown. Because
yeah,
ever since then, I've been a big fan of Crown Royal.
yeah, yeah. She's still a big fan of Crown Royal, honestly.
That's what's up. That's what's up. But
hmm
you know what I'm saying? Like, so what made you actually wanted to, take these events going from, chill nights at your crib to actually start to make a business out of it, bringing them to bars and local events?
So, honestly, just hanging out and sitting at the bar and like seeing, meeting people and kind of it's a couple of things.
Yeah.
So meeting people at the bars and they're kind of all in the same mindset where they're just like, man, this world sucks, or man, this
Yeah.
thing happened to me, or man, like, um, what can you do to make it better though? Where can you take accountability and turn it around for yourself? Is kind of what I was thinking as I was sitting at the bar. Also, people just love to come and talk to me.
Yeah.
I just I keep that environment around me, and I think it would be beneficial for more people to do it where it's safe. Just
Yeah.
come talk to me. Come, let's figure it out.
Yeah.
So I started my program, Elevate Your Mindset. The hardest thing through that was I was also getting stalked.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
getting stalked, social media, crazy. I had somebody changing their phone number, messaging me.
People are wow. Huh?
New Instagram every day coming at me like, "Oh, we know this about you," and whatever. I'm like, okay, all I care is about my safety. I
Yeah.
saw screenshots of me somewhere, like they were taking pictures of
Wild.
me out in the, I don't even know who it
Out in the
was.
open. Yeah.
Right. And so like I became depressed and like isolated myself, and I'm just like, why are people like this? Why are they
Yeah.
like this? And if only we could just think about improving ourselves. What if you're in the same room with people that are improving themselves? Are you still going to be doing stuff like this?
Yeah.
So those are some of the things that motivated me, and more personally, you know, a few people reaching out to me with attempts on their lives,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. It sucks. Yeah. I've been there. I've been down that path, man. Wound up in the, I call it the local house. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? But you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
it's when you get into that headspace, man, it could get really dark. It could get really dark, regardless of how bright it is outside. When you stuck in your head, it's a different level of darkness, man.
how do you get out of it, you know?
I don't think you ever get out of it. I think it's more
Mhm.
like you deal with it. You know what I'm saying? You learn to live with it and make the best that you can. I mean, I could only speak on myself because, I'm always in a dark place, but I find I kind of like it a little bit. And that, I don't know, it's weird to say, but I
Mhm.
feel like I'm the best me when I am in that mindset is because I feel like it it gives me my material. It's fuel to my fire.
Yeah.
And I refuse to let the darkness I refuse to let depression define me, and I just rather define the depression. You know what I'm saying? If that makes any sense.
Yeah, it does. It does. Do you find it better when you're around people that can kind of understand you though?
Um, Honestly, I don't mind. I'd rather be around people that kind of get it, but it doesn't bother me because a lot of people don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, even in my
Right.
family, they're like, they still don't get the whole mental health shit, especially, I'm Puerto Rican, old school,
Yeah.
they ain't believe in that. It was taboo to say, you were feeling sad and depressed and like, oh, you're just a pussy or you need to get your ass whooped. Like, no,
Hmm.
I've had that happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, still, but, as far as the events, like, what made you wanted to tailor it to a lot of artists, from all spectrums? Because I know it's just not comic book artists, photographers, music. I see you do a lot
Yeah.
of music too with the steel drums, which that was
Hmm.
you tend to surprise me a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna lie. First, I remember a few years back, you hit me up like, "Oh, you going to Comic Con?" I'm like, "Excuse me, what? I'm going to Comic Con. I didn't know you were into that."
Hmm.
Like, yeah, I'm gonna be there. And then I see you playing the steel drums. I'm like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
all right. There's a lot I
Yeah,
didn't
you'll
know.
probably see me cosplay, make my own costume. You see me
Yeah.
draw a random picture, paint.
Mhm.
What is it? I have a 3D printer now, doing some
Yeah.
cricket. It's my ADHD.
Because I mean, I've known you since what? Like 13, 2014, back in the Target days.
I
So,
started Target 2012.
so,
2012.
and I got there at 2014. So
Yeah.
about 12 years. And that
Yeah.
was surprising because I thought I knew a lot about y'all. And then, you into the arts and the comics. I know you love anime. And I was like, oh, shit, that's
Yeah.
what's up. That's what's
But
up.
ever since I was a kid, I was always doing a new arts and craft thing.
Yeah.
I'm not great at one thing, but I can tell you something about a lot of different things. And
That's
I
what's
love it.
up.
I love it that way. Um, I do have a lot of artist friends. So just finding a way to be creative with them. I
Mhm.
need to be creative.
Yeah,
Two
no,
things
I feel
that
you.
two things I need to do, and I will not survive if I can't do it, is create and provide. I'm a very, caring person.
Yeah.
I have to
Mhm.
do it. And so
Yeah.
if I could find anything where I can blend the two,
Yeah.
hosting events is one of the best ways. I can do like a paint night or I can do a game night and we can be
Yeah.
creative and I can learn new things about other people and learn new hobbies through other people. So, it's a little selfish because I just want to meet people, but and
No,
see what
it's
everybody else
great.
has going on. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's really great, especially being able to sit in a room with different creators, whether you're a musician, you're a photographer, you're an artist, a writer, you know what I'm saying? Like, art is so many forms of art. Just to sit around and just, speak to these people, learn their journey. I think that's a great idea. I mean, how many
Yeah.
events have you done so far?
So far, I want to say I blended a little bit with my private and public events. So I want to say 6 or 7
Oh
events,
wow.
really.
That's
Yeah.
what's up. That's what's up. And how they turn it out, like how the outcomes are.
Oh, the ones at my house turn out the best. When we have a little
Oh yeah.
barbecue going on and we have a little different vibe in different areas.
That's what's
There
up.
was one event, I had a game night in my backyard and I wanted it to look more like a garden. So I had these wisteria plants hanging from like one of those canopy
Yeah.
things that you see at fairs and stuff.
Mhm.
But I couldn't put it all the way up. So it was rusted, it was broken, whatever. So I left it low.
Yeah.
And the wisteria is kind of hanging down, so it's kind of low, so you can't stand under it.
Mhm.
I put a memory foam mattress underneath and had jumbo dominoes. Like I'm telling you, these dominoes are the size of my face.
Oh wow.
And we put them down on the floor. You had to take off your shoes, sit down, and it was really intimate and it was a nice way for us to like bond and get to know each other.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
I left New York at the wrong time.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. That's definitely what's up. Like, like how do you feel? Like, how does it feel being around all these different creators? Like everyone just getting together, just having a great time.
It's great for me, but I want to say it's proven to be even better for the people that show up.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
I've had people show up to one of my first events through my business. It was a networking event. It was like a holiday party. holiday celebration. And I had people from different areas show up.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, maybe two or three of them left there with a collaboration that they're still collaborating now. And that was in
Nice.
2023.
Nice, nice. That's what's up.
So whether they hire them on for their business or they worked on a collaboration project, whatever it is,
Yeah.
they are still in touch now, and it's proven to be beneficial. I've also had people come up to me and say, "Hey, I was feeling really down, and I needed an environment where I could feel safe and get away from life, and your event was like the perfect event for me."
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah.
Because I feel like, I mean, unless it's during like a convention
Hmm.
in whatever town or area that is, I don't feel like there's a lot of events like that, like on a monthly or any kind of just random schedule kind of thing outside of a convention. Like, for example, October comes, New York City Comic Con, you've got like a million after events you can go to, but once the circus leaves town, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
It's kind of quiet for the most part until we come back to October. So I feel like giving that opportunity for creatives to come and get together on, like even whether it's once a week, once a month, or whatever you got going on. I feel like that's cool because we get lost in our work. You
Yeah.
know, we definitely get lost in our work.
Yeah.
And I feel like that starts bringing the depression, the
Yeah.
certain thoughts, because burnout and just being overwhelmed. Like right now, I got like 8 projects going on, and I definitely was feeling burnt out a couple of days ago. Like, why am I doing this? You know what I'm saying? Like, why am I pushing myself to the extreme? And I feel like
Uh-huh.
it gives you that outlet because now you're around the same kind of people. Like they're working on all their projects and things like that, and it's good to like vibe off these people too.
Hmm.
That's
Yeah,
what's up.
exactly that. And I don't work in a pharmacy anymore. I work from home now, so it's that interaction with
Yeah,
people and making a direct impact that I'm kind of missing. I
yeah.
want to be there to help people find resources and really
Hmm.
really help people get through what they're getting through. Um, I'm right now focusing on a project through SteelPan.
Okay.
I want to start a couple of programs through SteelPan, fostering and teaching students social emotional skills,
Yeah.
how to deal with your emotions in a team setting,
Hmm.
how to put it all together and be able to perform,
Yeah.
and it's transferable skills. So you can use these for work, you can use these for your business, whatever it is. But through teaching steel pan, through teaching discipline, through giving that space where people can
Yeah.
just talk about what they're going through,
Hmm.
and be productive and do something amazing and put on performances and build community, because we
Yeah.
really can't do much without community. You
Yeah.
rely on people. This podcast, you rely on people coming to watch it, right?
Yeah.
What are we gonna really get done without community? And
Exactly.
so I feel like when we get in the same room as those kinds of people, you see amazing things happen.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Since I've been back, back into the game. I mean, I really didn't leave, but I focused. I put a pause on the social media to focus on my education, and now that
Mhm.
I'm back and going full swing, I'm very focused on community because we can't do this alone. Whether you're putting out an album or you're making a beat or you're drawing something or putting whatever you're doing, you need a community behind
Yeah,
you. Especially there's a lot of hate in the things we do.
yeah,
And I say it plenty of times when it comes to this, we love hard and we hate harder, which
hmm,
fucking weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, and a
yeah,
program like that, it I feel like it's needed.
yeah,
I feel like the younger generation is more in touch with all that stuff. Being like, my feelings and all that. I grew up, that wasn't a thing. You
yeah,
couldn't, if you expressed feelings, if you felt some type of way. I mean, I don't want to say it, but you were considered a pussy. For real.
yeah,
I grew up that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you felt sad, and you told your friends or you told somebody,
Yeah,
like
get
your,
over
your
it.
family, that'd be like,
Yeah,
man, get over it. Like, no, I'm
yeah,
sad. I need someone to talk to, and you couldn't really speak to no one because it's like now they're gonna look down on you, and I feel like that's needed now, especially for the older folks. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like, especially people my generation where I came from. We didn't deal with feelings and emotions and things like that, and it's probably why we're still a little fucked up. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? For real. I'm not gonna
Um,
lie. Like, we get angry a lot.
well, this is bringing up cancel culture in my head. So like, cancel culture is also something that the new generation is doing a little too much of.
Yeah, like,
Um, they're just canceling instead of like going through it and seeing how to fix it and like going through what's tangible. People right
yeah,
now are just like, oh, what's the new thing? Or let me look for
yeah,
something better. How can you make it better? Is
yeah,
kind of where I'm focusing because there's some
yeah.
things we can't control.
Nah, for
And
real.
yeah,
And I feel like sometimes, with the cancel culture, it's a little too much. Like you just said, like
yes,
sometimes it's not that serious.
yeah,
They made a movie about this and it's a joke.
yeah,
It's not. If you feel some type of way, that's between you and your therapist. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Like, that's something for you to figure out. Like the new scary movie 6 that's coming out. Everyone's like, oh man, they cancel culture. They're going too much. They too many. They talk. It's a movie. It's funny. That's what the whole thing was based on. Was just comedy, making fun of the shit that's going on. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Since
it's a parody. That's what it is.
yeah, that's all it is. It's not like they're not shitting on people. They just, making like it. Come on, loosen up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't cancel everybody. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and that's why I have respect for certain people, like the Wayne's family. They don't care about none of that.
Yeah.
Like, this is just comedy. This is art. This isn't. There's no political. None of that. There's no. This is comedy, funny. That's it. Eminem, he doesn't care about cancel culture. Like, this is, I was like this before, I'm like this now. There's no difference, like, and that can get a little too much. And I feel like because of cancel culture, a lot of creators that could, potentially be great or even start a project won't because what if nobody likes it? Or,
Or
blah, blah, blah.
yeah, so what I've noticed is like you'll see two amazing artists that have very complementary skills
Yeah,
and networks. And
yeah,
if they could not cancel each other, then they would work
yeah.
together and build something really big. And it's
Hmm.
it's it's disappointing that they can't work together because they're just can't separate those emotions and kind of focus on the business or kind of work through their own emotions. Like, let's take
Yeah,
accountability, see where we can work through it and like actually build something big because we
yeah.
actually have something good here. Um,
Yeah, and I feel like that could hinder some sort of progress in your life if you're gonna, you know, kind of put a pause on something for, because y'all can't get along for whatever reason it is. But you got the potential to do something, dope, something great, something people would like, but
yeah.
you let outside forces kind of determine
Hmm.
determine that path, and people are too stuck on that. You know what I'm saying? Too stuck on that.
Yeah.
And
Between that and oh, I could never do that. I couldn't be in a room with those kinds of people. I don't have what it takes. That
yeah,
those two
that's
mindsets
self
kind of
doubt. Yeah.
limit people, you know?
Mhm. Yeah, like, and the thing with self doubt, man, when I got into this whole comic book, matter of fact, I was at Target. I was at
Yeah.
Fifth Ave. I was with Matt. I was with Nicole, and I came up with the idea because a lot of people were like, "Oh, you can't do a fucking comic book." I'm like, "Why?" You know what I'm saying? Why can't I? I mean, what the hell do you know about comic books? I'm like, nothing outside of what people know about comic books.
Right.
And just the negativity I got from certain people that was like, nah, it's not gonna work. You're not gonna be able to do it. Is why I did it. You know what I'm saying? I've always, since I was young, I've always done that. You say I can't do it, I'm gonna do it. Even if I can't do it, at least I did it. And
Yeah.
it's been a minute since I left that place, and you know, I'm in it. I'm in it heavy. Yeah, this is all I want to do now. Comic books and
Yeah.
create. You know, create I want people to come into my world because I don't do traditional. I don't write traditional stories. I write what I
Mhm.
see, and what I see is, and what I've seen, what I see is not. It's not what a lot of people see. And like one of my main stories is based on the reality of New York. It's not
Mhm.
Metropolis. Ain't no superheroes flying around. Everything ain't all peachy. No, it's crime, sex, prostitution, the reality of New York City.
Yeah.
And to
Yeah.
bring that light to the comic book, just not even just the comic books. My game is heavily involved
Yeah.
in that street lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? But as far as your business, like what path are you trying to take with that? Like, are you trying to expand or just stay local to the to New York?
Yeah, so I really want to expand. I want to build different programs and work on projects internationally. I want to build in Puerto Rico. I want to build in the Caribbean mostly.
That's
Trinidad
where the
and
palm trees.
Tobago.
That's
Yeah.
where the palm trees be.
Yeah. So I'm working on a few stuff in the
She's
Caribbean.
going to the palm trees. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean. So also, sorry, my ADHD caught me. I was thinking about something. Um, Going back to self-doubt.
Yeah,
I'm definitely one person that I don't like being told I can't do it.
yeah,
I'm gonna try it. Let me try it.
yeah.
Let me
Why
find
not?
out
Why
that I
not?
can't do it.
Yeah.
Um, and I will fail. I will fail. Like I got through pharmacy school, but I failed a lot of classes to get there.
Hmm.
It's step by step and getting through it. And I think that kind of that's the point of my business
Yeah,
is helping others find those steps to get to
yeah,
the next level. Um,
absolutely.
and that's why I want to expand it as far as I can. Wherever I go, I'm open to creating something new, to exploring and to trying new things
Hmm.
and letting results say that I can't do it. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna let
it's all
nobody
it's
say
all
like, yeah,
it's all about numbers, man. Numbers lie. Numbers don't lie. People lie.
yeah,
Men lie. Women lie. Numbers don't lie.
yeah.
That's the quote from Lil Wayne. No, for real. Like, especially being around, having an event like that, and being around people that are in that same boat as you. Like, they said I couldn't do this, so
Mhm.
this is why I'm here, and now I'm doing it. I'm in the mix. I'm just starting my journey. Oh, I've been in the mix, and I have never looked back. Because you never know. This could be such a fun experience. I mean, it's a headache. It definitely is a pain in the ass,
Mhm.
especially when you trying to make a career out of it. It's
Yes,
not easy, but it's fun.
100%.
It can be very fun. I've met so many great people throughout the years doing this. I've so many
Yeah.
states I've been to. I think I've been up and down the East Coast with all these cons. You know what I'm saying? I've met thousands of people. And I've just met so many humble people that just show love. It's like, this is
Yeah.
why I do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean,
Yeah.
of course, we all want to make money, you know what I'm saying, and have this be the bread and butter to our lives. But reality, that's not always the case. But sometimes just networking with people,
Hmm.
events like that. You know what I'm saying? Just being around people like me
Yeah.
is always a great
Yeah.
feeling because you don't feel like you're alone in this. 'Cause a
Right.
lot of times you're doing this by yourself. You don't, even if you have a spouse, whatever, you're doing this by yourself a lot of the times. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah. And
sometimes they
so
just don't get it.
they don't, but sometimes they need, sometimes they're like me. So, my twin sister. Um,
Yeah, she
she's
looks like you a little bit.
she was just a little bit my she kind of stole my face. But anyway, yeah, so she's very spiritual and she's very,
Yeah.
into zodiacs and to crystals and to that emotional aspect where
Hmm.
I'm really analytical. I need 1 + 2 = 3.
Yeah.
Like even my art, there's structure to it, and I like
Hmm.
very geometric things.
Yeah.
Um, and so just just putting that science base behind the mental health kind of
Yeah.
helps people too.
Yeah.
Like, all right, well, I can see what you're saying, but where's the proof?
Yeah.
Well, I I I heard about this announcement that the Surgeon General in 2023 put out, saying that we are in an epidemic of loneliness.
Yeah.
And it hasn't gotten better since.
No.
So this epidemic loneliness is coming from social isolation, working from home, the cell phones. Even when you're in front
Yeah.
of somebody, you see people like just in their phones.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
So they kind of ignited a conversation there, and the World Health Organization is saying, well, we need to do something about it. But the
Hmm.
problem is we don't have enough therapists, and we don't
Yeah.
have enough people like, oh, I need help. I need help with
Yeah.
maybe something's wrong. They don't have the education. Pharmacists are out there, one of our jobs is patient education. We go there, we tell you where to find your resources, and we help you with your medications, and we help you with holistic care. We help you with, figuring out how to ease your situation.
Yeah.
Do I need to go see a doctor? Do I need to go to the urgent care? Do I need to go to
Hmm.
emergency room? When do I do what? Where
Yeah.
can I find the best price for my medication?
Hmm.
Um, these are things that we hear word of mouth. You can't
Yeah.
always just search it. So building that community is really important. So World
Hmm.
Health Organization is saying we don't have enough mental health professionals. We
Yeah.
don't have enough enough access to care for people that really need it in these
Yeah.
underserved communities. So what they're doing is challenging
Hmm.
everybody to learn how to get involved with mental health,
Yeah.
how to spread resources in whatever field you are. There are people that are, writing comics that need mental health. There are
Yeah.
people that are in sports that need access to
Oh,
mental health.
absolutely. Especially professional sports. Like you're out there doing what you do, but you've got a million people, 5 million
Right,
people just watching you. And sometimes just the thought of that is just overwhelming in itself.
right.
And then, like I said, we love fandom. People in any kind of fandom, they love hard, but they hate harder.
Yeah,
You miss you miss a winning shot at a game, and now the whole world fucking hates you, and that shit could be depressing. You know what I'm
right.
saying?
Now, how do you reach out to people like that? Like,
Yeah,
how do I let somebody know that there's resources for them?
yeah.
And we see it happening with different, clothing brands where
Hmm.
they're just letting you know that you're not alone, and
Yeah.
that there are resources, and that
Hmm.
there are just so many ways to do that. So the ways that I choose are through my art, and through steel pen, and through conversations like this, and just
Yeah.
speaking about it. People don't think about it explicitly, like, hey, this is something that needs to be talked about.
Oh yeah. I mean, I also feel like up until recently, and when I say recently, I say maybe like the last 20 years, it it's being spoke about more than it was before. Like I said before, growing up, there was you
Hmm.
couldn't feel some type of way. No, it was taboo. You couldn't be sad, you couldn't be depressed, and now it's everywhere now. Everywhere you
Right.
see it is mental health awareness, which is great,
Hmm.
but now
But
you
is it
see
is it really getting through? Like,
exactly. Maybe to
and
the younger generation it is,
yeah,
but older folks like me, I'm very open to it.
yeah,
I got to I didn't realize I was bipolar till I was in my 30s. I just thought I was
yeah,
just an asshole. I thought I was just an asshole that had mood swings until Nicole was like, "No, bro, you got my opinion, you got bipolar disorder. Go get it checked out." And it was true. And ever since then, like I got to learn what it was, because growing up, there was no such thing as that. So us older folks,
hmm,
I feel like we're trying to understand it more, but we still have that, you know, you weren't supposed to do it. You weren't supposed to
Yeah.
feel sad. And if you were sad, get over it quick. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, we didn't have time to heal. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
now it's all about healing and all that stuff. And, you know, that's a recent thing, you know, especially
Yeah.
after COVID when that shit was just a monkey wrench right there.
It highlighted a lot of
Yeah.
issues. It highlighted a lot of issues.
Because now we're stuck at home. And it's not
Yeah.
because we want to be home, but for like 2 years, you kind of had to be home. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And if you went outside and people look at you like, oh, they don't give a fuck about what's going on. They just want to live their life. And no, I just don't want to be stuck at home because I'm
Right.
tired of it. You know what I mean?
And you know how many people are like, I'm feeling this way, but what do I do about it? What do I really do about it? And they might never know until they come across a situation where somebody's like, hey, why don't you try this? And for me, I didn't I didn't know I had ADHD, or like I wasn't diagnosed until like recently, even after pharmacy school. Like I went through it, and
Sad.
so I thought everybody had to work as hard as I do to pay attention. I thought everybody was like struggling, but I mean, yeah, a lot of people have ADHD now. People are struggling, but I didn't realize that it was actually like my brain is not going to do it.
We're
It's just,
talking about it more. Now it's a topic
yeah,
of discussion. It wasn't 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? When you were
right.
young, it wasn't a thing. Like you couldn't. You know what I'm saying? Like now it's the big topic of discussion.
Yeah.
Especially like you going back to what you were saying, like, especially nowadays, I feel like being more connected because of the internet and social media, we kind of
I'm more disconnected.
we're more disconnected from the reality around us. You know what I'm saying? Like we'll rather be home chilling on the phone, watching a movie than going out and meeting people. I grew up going out and meeting people. There wasn't when I used to run a club, I think we had MySpace. I think was a thing.
Oh, MySpace. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So you can only imagine that was the very beginning. People weren't really into it like that. They were into it, but not now. Now it's social media. Oh my God, I can't believe they said something that upset me. Now I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like, now we take things too damn personal too. Like, you kind of gotta let things just bounce off your chest a little bit too, or you're gonna.
But how do you do it unless you get through it? Like that's the thing. Like we're all going through stuff, and some people will never learn how to like make that right step.
Yeah.
And it's hard. It's hard. It takes practice.
Very hard.
It takes practice. If you never face it, like how do you even know that you can get through it? One of the things that I want to do with my collaborations is help and collaborate with other businesses, help them find a way to reach out in their own voice. So my friend has a clothing brand, and I want to do a collaboration with him. Let's do an Apothic Ash collaboration and do a clothing line that is just about mental health. What do you want to call it? Let's put it in your voice, in your terms. If someone came to ask you about it, you can talk to them about it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So with a clothing brand, or with my friends, I don't know if a lot of people in Nyack know that there's a indoor golf spot in Nyack. It's called the Challenger Bay. It's right there on Route 59, by the Trustco Bank. Yeah, it's right there. So, helping them there learn, like, okay, how can we reach out to our community and build that community on our own, in the area. I also play steel band with Equinox, EKK, in Rockland County. People don't know that there's a steel band in Rockland County.
No,
We
I
practice.
only knew Nyack for getting drunk.
Right.
That's all I knew Nyack for. I go there on the weekends at night for the clubs. That's it. I didn't know anything else outside of Nyack besides that.
Yes, I mean, they're open. They're taking people. They're looking for students to come learn steel pan from a wide range of ages. Like you can be real young, like from 9 to it's really a youth program, but you can come and learn and experience. And one of the things I'm trying to do with them is build community. Like get out there in Nyack. Let's go do something together. Let's collaborate with different businesses in Nyack and be a community. And what does that mean to be a community? We help
Exactly.
you, you help us, that kind of
Mhm.
thing. Yeah.
And that's what I like about, what you got going on. And I remember when you really kind of like told me your plan. I was like, man, let's get you on the podcast because I feel like this is needed. You know what I'm saying? And I
Mhm.
feel like we need this everywhere, not just here, but everywhere.
Yeah.
From all across the globe, this is needed because we all going through some shit. And to be at a place, get us out the house, get us off our phones, and just to not even just network, just to just be around
Just to be,
people,
just to be.
just
I
to
like the way
be
you put
around
that.
people
Yeah.
that are just like me and you. Like we kind of got the same goals, we got the same drive. Let's hang out, let's chill, let's forget about the outside world for 2 hours and just live in the moment. And I feel like that's where great things could come from. You know what I mean?
Exactly
Like
that.
bringing
Exactly that.
strangers together. You could a photographer and like a comic book artist could collaborate on something you would never think those two, or just different, bringing different walks of art together that would never really kind of sit down and be like, I want to collaborate you. And now we're like, oh man, we kind of got the same ideas, same goals, same dream. Let's put
Hmm.
something together. And I feel like we need those. We need those everywhere. Like real
Hmm.
talk, not just during conventions and like once a month. Like we should have this everywhere. It'd
Yeah.
be such a dope experience.
Yeah. Just get everybody involved. And like we could do so much. We could make so much movement if everybody's just pushing a little bit here and there, spreading the word. Even
Mhm.
when it comes to like promoting your friends.
Yeah.
Like, just share a post here. Hey, this is what my friend has going on. You never know who's gonna connect with them
Yeah.
and start doing something big. So
Mhm.
that's the community where it's
Mhm.
virtual or in person. I'm going to different networking events, different I missed it. I was trying to go to a film event and kind
Oh,
of
see
see
that's.
what's going on over there.
Yeah.
Um
See things like that. You know what I'm saying? Those are dope, man. Those are great things to have and put together. You know what I'm saying? Like, hell yeah. Hmm.
yeah. Um I think my hardest thing right now is like I have so many different projects. Like you said, you have so many different projects. Like I wanna put out some merchandise and products out there and like, get things rolling and kind of just focusing and sitting on it. So hence a reason for another event, you know?
Yeah.
Let me see what other people are doing. How are they doing it? Like, how can
Mhm.
I get myself out there? How can I make it easier for myself?
Yeah.
Because I've got a lot going. I work a full-time job. I work a part-time job. I'm at Steel Pan twice a week. How do I get to where I need to get with my schedule?
Yeah.
And that's another thing that people are like, I can't go to these events. I got my busy schedule.
Mhm.
How can I get connected? I'm already, overwhelmed. And honestly, I found solutions by going to more of them and like
Yeah. You
finding
just gotta
easier
make the
ways.
time. You
Yeah,
just gotta do it. Even if you're going for an hour. Like, you know what? I'm so busy,
right,
but let me carve out an hour on
right.
Friday or Thursday or whatever day it is. Let me put life down for an hour and just
Mhm.
woosah for a minute and see what's going on. Like, we kind of have to force ourselves because we work
Yeah,
so hard. But
yeah,
there's only 24 hours in the day, and you need a couple of them to sleep. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? Like at the very least. So I
yeah,
feel like we kind of have to push ourselves. Like I work all day, I come home, I work all night. You know what I'm saying? On everything I got going on, and there's times where I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna do nothing today because I want to do something for me today. I want to, even if it's staying home and doing nothing and just maybe playing a video game or watching a movie or catching
right.
up on a show, or hell, you know what? Um, Friday after work, I'm gonna go alone to the movies to go watch Mario because why
Yeah,
not? I
because why
I
not?
want to. I need to treat myself to something. Or what is all this for? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? You need time for yourself too, or you're just gonna lose your shit, and
yeah,
gonna come to the point where you're like, why am I doing this? You know what I mean?
right, Right.
You
Why am I
know?
seeing the same thing every day? Like it's not
Mhm.
fulfilling me. Like what am I gonna do with my
Yeah,
life? You know?
yeah.
But I think
Because
getting outside, seeing people doing even conversations like this,
yeah,
someone's gonna come across this video and be like, yeah, like
mhm,
let me go hit up my friend that I know always has events. Let me go check them out. Or even just randomly, one of the things that I've noticed I've not done in a long time was just randomly, say hello to a friend, see what they've got going on. And
yeah,
you never know. You never know.
exactly.
You fall into some stuff. I just recently did that with one of my friends and found out that they've got this whole thing going on that aligns with
You
my
see,
business.
exactly.
So
Hmm.
just reaching out again, building that community. Like I'm going to
Yeah,
keep going to that. Community is everything, everything,
it's
especially
very
right
important.
now. Look what's
Mhm.
going on in the world right now.
Yeah, it's crazy, and you know what's even sadder, and this is kind of a fact. Strangers will promote and share your stuff more than your own friends and family will. You know,
Yeah.
that's why it's having a community with like-minded folks is very important. And like I said, carving a time out for yourself to go to an event like this, you're kind of thinking like, you know what, I just want to get out the house. I kind of need it, but at the same time, you're still kind of working because you're gonna go to this event, you're chilling, and now you may meet somebody that, oh, you know what, I got this going on. You got that going on. There's work. So it's still, it's work without thinking about work. You know what I'm saying? Like you're just
Right,
having that
right.
personal time, but you still, it's always a hustle. It's always a grind. You know what I'm saying? If it's serious, is what you want to do, you want to be a creative,
Mm-hmm.
it's a 24-hour hustle, regardless of what you're doing. I've pitched my comic book to people in the weirdest places. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
because you never know. You
Yeah.
never know. You know what I'm saying? I've done it. I've done it on a plane. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Trust me, I've done it in the most weirdest places, and you never know what comes out of it. You never know who you're talking to, who you're sitting next to, is interested and wants to know about that, and could be beneficial. And
Yeah.
at the very least, that's one extra person that knows about what you got going on. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. But also I want to point out that a lot of my events, I put in extra effort to make sure that there's a place for those people that are more introverted or
Yeah.
feeling a little social awkward. And they just need a space to like kind of decompress and sit by themselves and kind of like watch what's going on. So I always am going to have a space that's away
Mhm.
from everything for somebody to
Yeah.
sit and wait until they're ready to interact and to
Mhm.
even just show up. Showing up is half the battle. Just
Yeah.
show up, see if you don't like it, you can head out. But that's why I do different kinds of events with different kinds of
Mhm.
people. So like I'll have my game night, but then I'll have also like I'll go to like a fete, like a soca fete somewhere and like interact with people there. So I'll go to a networking event or I'll go to like um uh what you call a vision board making
Yeah.
party, like different kinds of events.
That's what's up.
And so like if someone's like looking for a kind of event but they're not kind of sure what's good for them, like come talk to me, like I'll help you
Mhm.
figure out. It's
Yeah.
not always parties, it's not always drinking, it's not always,
Mhm.
it's not always people just talking about each other and like kind of toxic environments.
Yeah.
It's usually really productive
And that's what's up.
if I'm recommending it. Yeah.
And it's funny because I mean, even when I met you back in the day, I'm a character. I'm very, wow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Especially when
Yes.
when I, I used to run a club. So I was always on, always on, always on, always on. I was always out there. But now I feel a little more, uh, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, hesitant to go out. It's like I'm gonna get tired and like,
yeah.
it's starting at this time, but what time are people really gonna
Oh,
get
yeah.
there?
Oh,
Is there
yeah.
gonna be
Oh, yeah.
food? Because I need to eat something. Is it gonna be good food? You know?
Oh, yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes I feel like because I'm a creative and I'm always, my head is always business 24 hours a day. And I feel like if I'm not on, what am I doing? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like I feel like and sometimes having to feel like you're always on,
Yeah.
it could be just tiring itself too. And,
Yeah.
I'm still trying to navigate those waters where I can go somewhere and just chill. You
So
know
it's
what I'm
funny.
saying? Like,
It's funny that you're mentioning that. So one of the other concepts that I kind of look at is there's something called Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And Maslow's hierarchy of needs is like it's a pyramid and
mhm,
it has like these six different levels of motivation. What is going to motivate me to get to the next level?
mhm,
And it kind of starts with your basic stuff. So you have your house, you have your car, you have your safety, you have your food, water, those kinds of
yeah,
things. And then it goes to the next level. Do I have like a job? Do I have
mhm,
friendships? And then it goes to the next level. So one of the things I like to do with people is talk to them and see kind of what level they're at.
yeah,
Because if you're down here and you're looking at everybody and they're kind of like in that purpose phase. They're looking for,
yeah,
you know, what is my purpose with life? And you're not there yet because you're still trying to get the next meal.
yeah,
That's okay. But you need
mhm,
to focus on that first before you can get to the next level. Because
yeah,
if you try to focus on that affirmations part before you have a house and like I'm not gonna say house, but a roof over your head
yeah,
and somewhere to sleep, somewhere what food to eat, something to drink, you're gonna exhaust yourself trying to figure out how
yeah.
to get here.
hmm
And
Yeah,
you're gonna
because
feel
you're
like that. You
trying to
gotta be,
solidify all that other stuff, your
yeah,
security, your home, your job, your car, your bed,
yeah.
trying to do that whole pyramid in one
That's not how it
at the
works. That's
same
not how
time.
it works.
That shit is crazy.
Yeah, you take care of your bases first. Otherwise, you're
Yeah,
always gonna be exhausted.
yeah,
And
oh
that's
yeah,
kind of one of the things that I've had to learn to do naturally. It's like let me make sure that I have my money for my rent. If I don't, I'm not gonna go out. And that's kind of one of the things that kind of holds me back from making more events is because like,
yeah,
do I really have the capacity right now? Do I have the funding right now is hard for me because
mhm,
a lot of it's gonna have to come out in my pocket until
yeah,
it starts taking off. People coming to
yeah,
my events
mhm,
and they're realizing, um, I I can't host these events without support from the community.
mhm,
And so I have to focus on me. I have to focus on
yeah,
taking care of me first. Otherwise, I can't help other people. So
mhm,
that's where I'm at right now. It's just like building my community to be able to host these events and help other
yeah.
people,
Oh
you
yeah.
know?
In the beginning is very hard. The first few years, like you said, it's essentially coming out of pocket. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? With the hopes of eventually it becomes profitable. Where
Yeah.
you could kind of like now, I could kind of do this on a full-time thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Yeah.
could put a, slow down on A and focus on B a little more because now it's kind of, I could afford rent. Like
Hmm.
this could pay my bills, this could pay my
Yeah.
rent, this could pay my car note and all that good stuff, and I'm doing what I want to do. So
Yeah.
it takes
It takes
time, and I
time,
feel
but
that's a lot of
also,
artists and creatives think like, oh, I'm gonna do one thing and then boom, that's it. I'm gonna
right.
get rich and famous. Like I wish, I fucking
And
wish.
that's how people get themselves into trouble too a little bit
Yeah.
because they overindulge in like, oh, well, I'm gonna need this, 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 this.
Mhm.
No, no, let's have these conversations. Come be around people who did it and see how they
Yeah.
started. Honestly, being in these conversations help people get ahead a little bit quicker
Yeah.
because you don't always have that major crash after like, oh my
Mhm.
gosh, I gotta start over now. Like, what am I
Yeah.
gonna do? Am I gonna continue this or I'm gonna
Mhm.
change my path? Am I gonna not follow my dreams because it's too expensive or it's too hard
Yeah.
to get to? It's having those conversations and stepping back and seeing I can get there, but my path is gonna have to be a little bit different, you know?
Yeah.
Understanding that is a little bit hard for
Oh
some
yeah.
people, especially in the
Oh yeah.
creative world. Especially in the
Oh
creative world,
yeah.
'cause it's like you see all these people so successful, like on socials, and it's like, how did they get there? How did they start? Look at Bad Bunny. Bad
Years.
Bunny's a bad example because he got there pretty quick,
Yeah.
within
Some
10
people get
years.
struck by lightning.
Right.
Some people lightning strikes for some people, but that is few and far between.
Yes. But
It is
within 10 years,
few and
he
far
did a
between.
lot, but that was still 10 years. Like, let's think
Yeah, but
about
that's still
how long 10 years.
that's a
It
long
was
10
still,
years is 10 years. That's still a
yeah,
long time. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Especially for that global commercial success.
yeah,
And some people just they'll get discouraged. You're gonna they need to understand, the most a lot of the times things ain't gonna work out the way you want it to. You kind of got to navigate and just go with the flow of what this
Yeah,
life brings.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not easy. We're here together. Um, we're building communities. We're having a good time doing it. We're living our life. Those are my biggest and core values is like I'm going to respect the people around me. I'm going to be creative and I'm going to live my life.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at now. I'm not
It's all
gonna
about hard work, man.
yeah.
You got to keep going. You got to keep going. And when things get rough, because you're going to fall, it's not
Yeah,
about
yeah.
the fall. It's about getting up. And what do you do next? Do you give up, or do you kind of like, you know what? Maybe I should pivot a little bit and try something else. Like
Yeah. Which is
things
not a
are
problem
just
either.
crazy.
That's okay.
Yeah, because you're learning. You're learning.
Yeah.
You may have an outline of kind of what you think, and like I said, things don't always work that way, and you kind of do have to alter your plan if to to get to your goal. You know what I'm saying?
Very
Because
often you
the
do. Very
world
often
changes. World is changing every day.
every day.
Before COVID, I noticed like before COVID and now being back into the comic thing, I felt it was a little easier before COVID, and now that I'm back, back in it, going full strength, I feel like a lot of the game has changed. So like trying to like re-navigate everything and see how the business is flowing is completely. It wasn't like that before. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you just gotta pivot. You got because I had an idea when I came back, like, all right, this is what I'm gonna do. 4 months later, I'm like, all right, the business changed a little bit, so now I gotta alter my business model. You know what I'm saying? So I can get that same success.
And we think it's just like on a small scale, but look at like big companies. Look at these pharmacies like Rite Aid, CVS, and whatnot. There's been such a change in
Yeah.
dynamics, especially after COVID, where a lot of it has to be virtual. They're closing down pharmacies. You're getting your prescriptions through your mail and you're kind of forced to now. Like, so when do you speak to a human person? When do you talk about what symptoms you're having? When do you say, hey, I don't think this medication is working for me. Maybe I should try something different. How easy is it to get in touch with your doctor? These are all things that are also changing in healthcare
Yeah.
and as a whole, people feel like, well, this is how I used to do it. Like I just used to be able to go to the doctor and talk about
Yeah.
something, get my prescription, bring it in, and now I'm having trouble finding a place that has it in stock. All these different things. I'm having trouble with my
Yeah.
insurance covering it.
Oh,
It's
forget about it.
things are changing. So how do we adapt to those changes?
Yeah. And
Conversations.
sometimes that could be scary.
Yeah.
That change and having to adapt could be a little disheartening, especially with pharmacies like you just mentioned. Where I'm at right now, and the year that I've been here, I've seen both the CVS and a Rite Aid close.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like within months of each other, I was like, Jesus
Yes.
Christ. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So now I got to go farther to get medication. Now, and that's more gas. That's more
Yeah.
whatever. That's more time. Because now you've got more people at that one spot because the other spot has been closed. Who
Yeah.
knows what's gonna be there? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know, you gotta being in this game too. You have to be flexible, man. You gotta be. This is a wave. You gotta ride that wave. Waves crash and they rebuild themselves, and that's what you gotta do, man. You gotta ride the wave. You gotta ride the wave, or you're gonna. If you're stuck in certain ways, it may be hard to find that success. You know what I'm saying? You gotta run with shit. You know what I'm saying? Things are different.
Right.
Like stick to your morals. But
Yes.
some
Yes.
business
Those core values.
yeah. Business changes every day. Business changes every day.
I was speaking to a young girl, maybe like 11 or 12 years old. I was at a photo shoot for one of the bands that I'm with. Just ended up there. I wasn't getting pictures taken, but I was just sitting there and I see someone's daughter just sitting there and we start talking and I'm like, so what are you doing in school? And she's like, well, I'm doing this. And she started getting excited. She's like, oh, but it's hard, there's bullies at school and this and that. And I'm like, or my teachers want me to do this, or my
Yeah.
parents want me to do that. That pressure from the outside world. And one of the things that I told her, and her father comes like 7 months later and says, she still talks about that conversation. One of
Yeah,
the things I told her is never change who she is.
yeah,
She will never, ever be
hmm
better at something
hmm
than what's in her heart.
absolutely,
So
100%.
yeah, you won't if you won't pay as much attention to stuff like I love math and science. That's the
Hmm
only reason I was able to get through pharmacy school because I
Yeah,
really love math and science and I love helping people. And so if you're if someone like me and you're trying to write a novel, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't get far writing a novel. I just can't.
yeah,
It's not for
hmm
me. I'm gonna
yeah,
get bored halfway through it. So, finding something that you're passionate about and finding a way to make it
yeah,
happen. So I'm
yeah.
passionate about math, science, health, but I'm also really passionate about art
Yeah.
and
I
anime
know. I
and
know.
gaming.
I peeped the little poster back there. I'm like, oh, all right,
Look, I
so
got Naruto and I got Luffy over there.
I know. I'm like,
Luffy's
looking
my
at him.
guy. Luffy's my guy. I'm gonna find the One Piece with him.
But yeah, man, like right now, my daughter, my youngest, is kind of navigating these same waters, and I'm trying to, show her like, yo, I'm trying to instill this into her too, man. Like, it's not hard. I mean, it's not easy. It's hard,
You know
and
what's easy? Is challenging your morals to do what everybody else is doing and make money
yeah,
quicker. Like
yeah, no, you
that's
don't
not
want to
the
do what
only
everyone's
way. Yeah.
Because if you do what everyone's doing, what
Yeah.
separates you from the pack? Nothing.
Yeah.
I don't believe me. I like to be. I don't want to do anything what everyone's doing. I like to be
Yeah.
unique. That's why I have never written. No, I never wrote a story about a superhero. Being the fighting the bad guy and all these powers. No, it's not my thing. I love them. I love to read them.
Yeah.
It's not what I write, and I won't write that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That's great for everybody else, but that's not me, and I wouldn't attempt to. I would feel dishonest to myself because that's not what I write. I grew up with the hip hop culture. I love hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I like to mix hip hop elements into what I do. You know what I'm saying? Like I like to bring, you know, people like
Right.
people call it that. Oh, you bring in that ghetto shit. No, it's just
Yeah.
the culture
It's
I
who
grew up
you
with.
are.
You know
You
what I'm
bring
saying?
it.
Like
You're not gonna do
graffiti.
it any better. Like
Yeah,
if you
I love
try to,
graffiti.
yeah.
Like I love graffiti. I love hip hop. I love music. I've been doing music for 26 years, and I'm
Hmm.
gonna continue doing it because it's what I love to do. I don't care if 10 people listen to my
Right.
music,
Yeah.
but I take that and I take what I'm doing and I try to make it work together.
Right.
And by doing so, is you're gonna wind up you're gonna cook, and when you're gonna create a
Mhm.
wild dish, and then all the
Mhm.
people that was like, "Out of your mind, this makes no damn sense." They're gonna want a plate. They're gonna want a
Yeah.
plate of what you cooked up, and then that's when you're like, "All right, well, it's gonna cost you." You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? For real, for real, 100%. Like and
You
that's what I
brought
like
up,
about your events.
yeah, you brought up graffiti. So what I do is like I need to put this art and stuff together, but I also really love involving my friends and family. I love
Yeah,
involving what can you do? Let me hype you up. Let me make sure, we're all eating at the table. Um, I have my cousin, he's a graffiti artist in Puerto Rico and in
you've mentioned
Brooklyn.
that to
Yeah.
me.
He's
You and your sister
through
have told me.
Esse. Yeah. And
Yes.
so I'm gonna actually have him come to an event in May, or help
May
me
what?
prepare for
Because I
the
think
May
you told me
23rd
about an event, and I was like, I want to be there. And it's
streaming
commemorating.
event for
I'm gonna be
cosplayers
there.
and gamers. Yeah, yeah, you gotta be there. You gotta be there.
Oh, I'm gonna
Um,
be there for sure.
yeah, well, me and my cousin we're gonna come up with a really, really cool One Piece backdrop. I'm not gonna get too many
Nice,
details about it, but it's
nice,
gonna be something that people are gonna want to take a picture in front of. So
nice. Oh yeah,
yeah,
I'm gonna definitely be there because
yeah.
not only the comics, I got my card game, and I want to get a lot of opinions on my card game because I'm kind of in like
Yes, do it. Bring
the
it.
beta testing phase of that now, and I mean, I want to launch by the end of the year, but right
Yeah.
now I'm just getting, I'm on the testing and the play testing and the getting the feedback. So far, everyone's like, wow, this is so different. I love it.
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna definitely be there in May. Matter of fact, I probably go do a special edition of my
Yeah.
podcast there.
You might as
You
well.
know what I'm saying?
Where it's gonna be streamed, and you might as well be streaming while you're there. Um,
Mhm.
I will follow up with the hosts of the event and get a flyer out as soon as possible. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
you can let him know Mal's gonna be in the building. He's a big
Yeah.
deal. He's a big deal.
I'll let them know.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, actually, I want to, before we go, I just want to say, man, what you're doing, I think is great. And I feel like there needs to be more of this. The conversation needs to be spoken about and really taken seriously, not just amongst creators, but everyone. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
like I said, it wasn't until like,
Everyone.
I'd say like the last 20 years, man, when mental health started becoming a topic of discussion. Before that, you had to kind of suck it up and deal with it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because you were weak if you felt sad, you were considered weak or, not manly enough or not a strong enough person. But now it's all right. They don't make you lesser of a person because you're depressed, you're bipolar, you
Hmm.
have ADHD or whatever it is, or things just ain't rocking well for you. That doesn't
Yeah.
make you less of a person. It just makes you more of a person because
Yes.
you're
Right.
willing to touch into that unspoken side of
Right.
getting more personal with people. And and that's a topic that we all need to kind of really get into and really understand who we are and what we're doing. And
Hmm.
there's nothing wrong with us. We're just fucking tired. We're just fucking tired,
All of us.
and it's
Yeah.
all right because we're all trying to do something great, and I'm definitely gonna be promoting your stuff heavy. This
Yeah.
is something I want. You know, maybe down the line, somebody from like California is gonna see this,
Yeah.
and I wanna let me hit up Ashley and see how we could kind of collaborate on this and expand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want to do this out
Absolutely.
in
I'm so
Cali.
willing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to do this in Florida. I want to
Hmm.
do this in England. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like this is global, and this should be everywhere. This should, it doesn't have to be a bar. It could be any kind of event where we're all kind of getting
Anywhere.
together and
Anywhere.
just
We're at
being
schools.
us. Yeah,
I'm at schools, putting together youth programs for students and workshops
yeah,
and stuff like that. So
yeah.
everywhere and anywhere at the beach, I'll go to the beach, go to a hotel, wherever. Let me have
The
fun with it
palm
too,
trees.
but
We're going to the palm trees, folks. Back to the palm trees. I see the palm trees. There's no
like
palm trees up here.
Zero wanted to join
Uh,
the conversation here.
yeah,
Like
he's
Zero.
like she's always at the palm trees.
Yeah, he's like, why don't you take me with you next time?
Like I want to go to the palm trees. But on that note, Ashley, I want to thank you for joining us today, and I wish you nothing but tremendous success.
Mhm.
And like I said, I will be in that building on the 26th.
All right, awesome. Awesome. Thank you. It'd be great to see you. Thank you for
You're
having me on your
very
show.
welcome, and like I said, we will have you back on again to see where the progress is going. You know what I
All
mean?
right.
All
Looking
right, but on
forward to
that
it.
note, everybody, make sure you follow Ash. She's doing some great shit. I'm gonna have her links in the description, and we take it from there. You already know it's your boy Mal, and I'm out.
Bye.
Yo, that was another great episode, man. Big shout out to my homegirl Ashley from Apothic Ash, man. You doing your thing. I love to see these type of events, man. Especially a place where we could just all get together and just vibe out and chill and just be amongst ourselves, man. Just networking creator to creator, man. It's dope, man. I can't wait to see what you do with this movement, man. Make sure y'all follow too, man, and see what she got going on. Maybe they get an event in your town somewhere. But on that note, man, don't forget to check the website, villainarchives.com. Check the merch out, the shadowrack.shop, and please don't forget to like and subscribe to the YouTube, man. Everyone, every little subscribe and like that, man, that counts. But on that note, it's your boy Mal, and I'm out. Bang, bang.